So this is the very first of a series of videos that we talked a little bit about on Sunday. And we want to really begin to establish an Immanuel Prayer moment throughout all these videos where we can feel like, man, I'm really meeting with Jesus. To do that, the first thing we're going to do today is we want to establish a joy-filled memory or place. And here's how I want you to do that. I'm going to give you a series of prompts, and then after each prompt, I want you just to pause the video, and then you can engage with that prompt as long as you want, and then when you're ready, you can unpause the video, and I'll ask you the next question or prompt. You'll see the questions listed below this video, and maybe you want to get a piece of paper and write down all that you're experiencing. And that'll kind of be the format of how we do this. When you write stuff down, it kind of helps engage our senses a little bit more. And so maybe you want to do that. Feel free to do that. You'll see questions below, and I just want to help lead you through those questions. And so here's the first thing. Would you ask Jesus, would you remind me of a completely joy-filled memory? Or, Jesus, would you show me a completely joy-filled place? And here's what I mean by that. Like, when I say memory, it could be something that happened 10 years ago in your childhood, last week, that was completely joy-filled. Maybe it was a conversation, or maybe it was a vacation. Maybe it was at a certain place. And it's a memory that should be a memory that there's no conflict, there's no tension. It was just very peaceful, completely joy-filled. Or that space. Maybe it's every morning you go and you sit outside on your back deck, and it's where you have your coffee. And man, it's peaceful, it's beautiful. So it doesn't have to be a memory. It can be a space as well. And it can be inside, it can be outside. The doors are wide open. And so would you just take a moment, just ask Jesus, would you remind me of a joy-filled memory or show me a joy-filled space? Pause the video, and then I'll lead you on the next prompt. Now, in that space, hopefully you got that memory of that space, what do you see? Look around. Pause and write down what your thoughts. The next thing I want you to think about is, what do you hear? Is it birds chirping, the wind blowing, the waves crashing? Think about what you hear in that place. Now think about, what do you smell? Is it near pine trees? Do you smell the ocean? Do you smell coffee? Pause the video and reflect on that. Now, what do you taste? Maybe it is that cup of coffee. Maybe it's the hint of salt from the ocean water. What do you taste? Now, let's go internal a little bit. What are you thinking in that moment? As you experience, what's going on in your mind? What are you thinking of? What thoughts come to mind? Pause and reflect. Lastly, bringing it to the present, how do you feel? Where is that joy coming from in your body, in that place or in that memory? Where's that joy coming from? Just take a few moments and write down your thoughts. We're going to continue to come back to this place week after week. Next week, we're actually going to invite Jesus into this place. And it's in this connection with Jesus that I believe he really starts to answer the question, does God like me? And many other questions too. We'll see you next week.